Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Thursday Thought. Today is Thursday, June the 26th, 2025. And today, in keeping with last week's focus on the fact that June is designated as National Indigenous History Month, I'd like to start with a prayer that was translated into English from the Sioux language by Chief Yellow Lark. The first time I heard this prayer, it was being recited by Chief Dan George. And many of you may remember that Chief Dan George was a Canadian actor, activist, poet, author, environmentalist, and proponent of Indigenous rights. He was also the chief of a nation on the Burrard Inlet in northern Vancouver. And it was very moving for me to be at that spot a few years ago overlooking the Burrard Inlet and to recite this poem, as I do almost every day. So I'd like to share it with you now. O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to the world, hear me. I come to you as one of your many children. I am small and weak. I need your strength and your wisdom. May I walk in beauty. Make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things that you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise, that I might know the things you have taught your children, the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Make me strong, not to be superior to my brothers, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me ever ready to come to you with straight eyes, so that when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit will come to you without shame. In June of 2017, I had the challenge of creating a poem for the Friends of the Museum in Flesherton, who were looking forward to welcoming Douglas Gibson as guest speaker for their annual fundraising event. Douglas Gibson is an internationally known former publisher, editor, storyteller, and they were hoping that I could come up with a poem that would somehow be reflective of the history of the area, plus the uniqueness of Grey Highlands. And so I gave this some thought, and what I determined was that one of the things I've always found unique about Grey Highlands is that it is home to Canada's largest independent ice cream manufacturer, Chapmans, and as well as being a lifelong connoisseur of ice cream. I have a soft spot in my heart for Chapmans because a few years ago, when I was 68 years old, they took their chance on a poet to be a production line worker for the summer. In fact, they said they welcomed more mature individuals because we bring a good work ethic. And I freely admit I wasn't particularly good at the job, especially in the packing area, because that part of the assembly line requires a lot of manual dexterity. And even at that time, my hands were becoming a bit arthritic. But nevertheless, I did the best I could. And I was motivated to get that summer job because I needed a little bit extra income to go to Fairhope, Alabama to accept a Writer in Residence award that I had been given. And it came with a lovely cottage and a few other perks. But one was expected to get there on their own dime. So I'm very grateful to Chapmans for helping me finance that trip that proved to be such a highlight of my life as a poet. So I think while I was thinking about all of these various aspects of the area, an idea came to me that, well, wouldn't it be great if Chapman's created an ice cream flavor that was distinctly Grey County, Grey Highlands, and especially could encapsulate something about its uniqueness? So those ideas melded together, and I came up with Flavour Fusion. In the hills of Grey Highlands, there's paradise found. As cascading waterfalls echo the sound of indigenous footsteps that walked this land with visions and dreams we all understand. A place for families to live in peace. As brown eyes beheld those red autumn leaves that one day would signal to all the world the majestic symbol of our flag unfurled. Let's add maple flavoring to help us recall that the Turtle First Nation once welcomed us all. And what is the taste of freedom's sound from the lips of those whose long journey found an underground railroad that led them right here to a land that offered a refuge from fear? Let's add in some caramel for the sweetness of grace, for the black pioneers as they found their place. We know it was not always kindness and light, but today our society honors their plight. What flavor might signify immigrants who tilled the fertile soil of these gray highland hills? Those pioneer settlers who bravely endured such arduous labor as their eager hearts stirred with plans to pass down to a new generation the values that fueled their clever creations. Like sawmills and gristmills that helped them expand and develop their skills as they cleared the land. Let's add in some salt for the farmers they say are the salt of the earth, as they are to this day. And today, Grey Highlands is a wonderful blend of services, industries, artists, and friends who've come from the cities with ideas to share, enriching us all with their own special flair. So let's drizzle chocolate to acknowledge the dreams that add truffles of pleasure to the Grey Highlands scene. And for every new culture that comes this way, may our hand be extended and every heart say that diversity is the key that unlocks the door to a future where everyone's hopes may soar. And just like white light holds the spectrum within, we'll add some vanilla so everyone wins. So as Canada Day approaches, I just like a special shout out to my friends from Grey Highlands. I was really honored to be your first poet laureate. And for everyone who watches these videos called Thursday Thoughts, I hope you have a wonderful time on Canada Day. I know there are many celebrations across the land, especially this year. And in Grey Highlands, there are a lot of activities that I hope you're aware of. It always culminated for me to attend the Priceville fireworks display and concert that comes about as a result of amazing volunteer efforts. So whatever you choose to do on Canada Day, I hope you'll have a wonderful time embracing how fortunate we are to be Canadians. And maybe you just might take some time out during the day to toast the occasion with a treat from Chapmans. I can personally recommend those chocolate and nut covered cones, in a sugar cone. I know how to make those now, and they're really delicious. And I understand that there's now also a butter tart flavor. So, what could be more Canadian than that? So, have a wonderful time. And until I talk to you again, I wish you well. Goodbye for now.